Okay, what is up guys, Tom here. So the one event I don't react to has the announcement I've always been waiting for, Final Fantasy XVI. So in today's video, I spent quite a bit of time going frame by frame with this trailer to find every single secret. Let's get started because I have a lot to show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to be up here on the face cam for this one, but I took a bunch of notes and I found a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to watch the trailer, I'm going to slow it down, we're going to go slow mode on a couple things. Let's go, let's do it. Bonfire, Dark Souls, clearly Dark Souls inspired, obviously. Okay, so, very quickly, this is our protagonist. We get a good look at his face. I like his design. So this brand here, you'll see later, is actually on a few other characters. It basically means that they're in like a military squad, seemingly with the objective to take down summoners. We'll get to it though.
You all know the target, Shiva's Dominant.
That's another thing I want to talk about, Shiva's Dominant. So Shiva's Dominant, it's basically, I believe the Dominant is the name they're using to refer to the summoners. And that's kind of cool. And it looks like a major portion of the game is hunting down summoners because of something that happens, which is likely the inciting incident. We will get there. I will try to mention everything that I wrote down. Like, taking down summons is a major aspect of this game, so we're going to get to that, though. Also worth noting about these guys, by the way, I don't think any of them are the main party. They're clearly just this group of, they're clearly just this military squad that I think the main character is running with at a certain point in the game, but I don't think any of these guys are actually, like, the main party, if that makes sense. So another thing to point out, see this here? Every single member in this squad has that tattoo, so they're all just part of the same squad. So you probably had to get that tattoo in order to be let in to hunt down summons for reasons that they'll show later.
The Dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be on?
So this right here, I got big Type 0 vibes. I think this is going to be the first M-rated mainline Final Fantasy, and I'm here for it.
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Okay, so 2 bits here. Our kind do not question orders, we follow them. They're soldiers. They're clearly military-based soldiers. And also, see our main character touching his face. Like, he just recently got the tattoo, so he must have just joined this group at this point in the game. So my guess for this group, they're a task force basically designed to hunt down summoners, or dominants as they're called in this game.
Orders, we follow them.
Sergeant, they've summoned their icon.
This is another interesting bit right here. So let's just okay, so the interesting bit here, summons are called icons in this game. I thought that was a pretty cool little tidbit. And also, look at how big Titan is. These summons are massive kaiju level things. And I think summon fights, like summon versus summon kaiju level battles, are going to be a major point of the game. And I really hope there's a gameplay aspect to that because it sounds awesome.
Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain.
Our first look at Shiva. So you see this right here. Shiva is just as big as Ifrit. So Shiva is just as big as Ifrit. And you see what I mean? These icon versus icon battles seem to be like the driving force of the plot. Like, I'm assuming these are going to be like the major moments. I just hope there's a playable aspect to them, because if it's all cutscenes, that'll be awesome to watch. But I hope there's some playable, like, summon versus summon fights here. Like this just looks amazing, man. Like, just look at this. This, like, epic, colossal scale. And the humans, also, another reason why I think these guys are not main characters, this dude just got squished like a bug, you know? Like, the little ants here trying to take these things down, they're just like, no, get out of here. What the hell are you going to do?
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal.
So this right here, by the way, hold on. So we get a good look at our main character before things actually go down, which is actually pretty good to see. This looks more like a traditional Final Fantasy character design, honestly. Also to note, take a look at this insignia down here. I'm assuming that's like his family crest or like something like that. Dog. This fucking kid. So this kid right here, this is Joshua. He is the cause of everything in this trailer. He is basically, your main character is a bodyguard to him, kind of like Gladio in Final Fantasy 15. And then something happens, and yeah, we'll get to it. I won't spoil the trailer if you haven't seen it somehow, but we'll talk about it when we get to the point that proves my theory. But notice he also has an interesting like design on here, almost like a Templar from Assassin's Creed.
This will be a bitter fight.
So we actually don't know who this is. Like, her name isn't mentioned, she doesn't do anything, and I can't quite make out the insignia on her necklace, but she may end up being an important character at some point in the game. Okay, so this person right here, I thought she'd be more important because she looks like Luna Freya from Final Fantasy 15, but she was probably like just their caretaker. I thought these kids were orphans at first, but you see Joshua's parents come pick him up in just a second.
We have discussed this.
And this right here, you see, Joshua has some kind of firepower. I was led to believe that it's the Phoenix healing him, but we'll see what actually comes of it soon.
Discuss this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
So this person right here, I thought that was Joshua's father. I don't think that's the case. But this guy we're going to see later. But, I mean, I don't know. At first I thought he was his father. But something later on leads me to believe otherwise. But I think he's like Joshua's guardian or something. Like he's like an uncle or something maybe.
I am Joshua's shield.
Right there, I am Joshua's shield. Confirmation that you're basically his bodyguard. You are Gladio to his Noctis, if that makes sense.
I'm sworn to protect.
Love the white chocobo. I don't know why. It's just a nice touch and something a little bit unique. First look at combat. So talk about the combat real quick. It looks kind of like Soulsy, but like not quite. Let's look at the combat one more time. So first thing to note about the combat. Our character is clearly in his younger variation, so this is before that event in the beginning of the trailer. Like, it looks Dark Souls-ish without the icons. Like, maybe more of a Bloodborne vibe, maybe. But it looks really, really, really good. I'm just hoping it's not something like Final Fantasy 15 where it looks flashy, but actually is just hold one button to go. So if they improve on that, like, idea, it can be awesome. Like, it looks like they have, like, one attack button, maybe, like, one button maps to magic, and you can mix the two back and forth to do combos. It looks cool. It just looks cool. And also, one more thing. I thought at first this was literally like a one character game because all they show is you playing as the main guy, but there is someone fighting with you down there, you see. So there is actually a party. I just don't know who this person's supposed to be. It's very tough to tell. And also this enemy. Can we get a good look at this enemy? It's just a goblin. Nothing too crazy here. Also, look at this like instant dodge. Almost gets like a witch time effect and it just goes right back in. Very cool stuff. So this old guy is berating our main character for some reason, at least that's what I'm assuming he's doing, but my best guess is he's just giving an order that our main character doesn't want to follow, or something happens later to where our loyalties are questioned, you know?
Did you not?
Also to note, this guy down here, I think this is Joshua's father. He's not mentioned, but he's sitting down looking all kingly. He's got to be somebody important. I could be wrong on that, but that's just what I think.
Pledge your swords to our cause.
Marlborough, by the way, they're back. They're in full force. And I'm looking forward to fighting one in this combat system. That's just cool. So this is an interesting bit right here. So see how he's just shooting fire and walking at the same time? So that's why I'm guessing there's a one button magic button. So he's just holding that down while moving around. And then you see what happens in a second. He shoots a fire blast, follows the fire blast. Like almost like one of Noctis's warp strikes. So this woman's clearly a villain of some sort. I don't know how substantial a villain she is, but she is clearly some kind of villain. And they're also she mentions the Battle of the Twin Realms, which is likely that fight from the beginning of the trailer. So I have a couple theories on this, but the running theory is possibly that you're playing as two versions of the same character from different universes, maybe? I don't know, like a Fate of Two Worlds type of thing, you know? That's just a spitball. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's like the initial thought that I had, since the two main characters, like the main character and his older version, look so vastly different. So that's one possible theory, but later on in the trailer, things happen that make me think that's probably not actually the case, but I figured I'd mention it just in case that's what happens, so, you know, we'll find out when we get there. More of the Battle of the Twin Realms with the shot of Shiva and Titan. Okay, so, hold on. Where'd she go? So this woman back here and this guy down here, I believe these are both Joshua's parents. Because he's clearly being negotiated with by this woman. And, of course, the king and queen would both be there, is my assumption of what's happening here. Or at least the leader of this faction or whatever's going on. But these two are definitely important.
Our realm from the spread of the blight.
Almost looks like older Noctis, honestly. Okay. Hold on. Slow down a minute. Slow down a goddamn minute. So here we get our first look at a Dragoon. And you can't make out too much from this shot, but his armor looks kind of sick. And he's also got a bit of a blue hue to him, which I appreciate. And the fight with him just looks amazing, honestly. The fight with him just looks sick. Also, one thing I want to point out right there. Hold on. Later on, you're going to see something that looks very similar to this wing. But to spoil it right now, this is a Phoenix wing. At this point in the story, our character has acquired the powers of Phoenix, And I think that's what we're going with. So if you don't play as that many characters, or if you're stuck as the main character, I think he gets the powers of all the summons. We'll get back to this later, but I believe that is the thing that's happening right now. And if so, that's amazing. And the fight just looks cool. So you see right there, I actually paused that perfectly, by the way, so props to me. But look at this insignia. That is a very, very interesting like insignia. So I'm gonna like save that for like reference for future trailers because I want to see what that is. But I believe, but of course there's gonna be an Empire, so this is probably the Imperial insignia. So if so, this is our first look at it.
Imperial Viper.
And also, you see there's a guy dead over there in the corner, and I believe that guy.
Imperial
And I believe that guy ends up being this dude right here. So it wasn't dead, he was just knocked out. Meaning the main character had to fight this Dragoon dude on his own. Much better shot of the actual armor. It just looks cool. That's the only reason I'm highlighting it. It just looks cool.
Imperial Vipers.
Exhibit A, he just called him an Imperial Viper, so clearly there's going to be an evil empire of sorts, as there always is in a Final Fantasy game, along with all the crystals and stuff. Those things aren't going anywhere. They will always be there.
Do they really mean to invade us?
So this part's very cool. So this is a coral, like if you remember the corals, or if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry, but it's one of those things, but with these crazy lightning spear whiskers, it just looks sick. And also, at this point, if we get a better look at it now, at this point in the trailer, our main character is in a completely different armor set. He's in like this red armor, which I believe means he might have changed sides or something. Like he's definitely aged at this point. So this is either, I think this is after an event we're going to see in just a second. Like after whatever time skip happens, you know? Also, this combat just looks sick. By the way, one-hearted comment will go to anyone who can tell me what this thing is. I don't recognize this enemy from any of the Final Fantasy game. But yeah, this is clearly much later in the game combat because first of all, this sword, I am very good at pausing. This sword just looks sick, looks like a very kingly sword, you know, like this is probably a main sword. But he's got this crazy armor, and he's clearly doing way more insane combos. Like, so we're going to slow-mo this, because I want to see what he's actually doing. So he's not using any armor of any sort. He's using like some kind of wind claws, it looks like. Some kind of like dark claws. You can see it. Now, like I said, this character clearly gets his abilities from the summons or from the icons. So one of these icons has to be whatever this is. And I can't tell you what that is. It's too fast to make out what it actually is. But I think that the idea of a character getting... Right there, two, like 3 talons or something. I'm not sure what summon that could be. Guys, let me know what you think that might be in the comments, because I don't think anything that we've seen in this trailer confirms or denies what it could possibly be. Back to it. Okay, so here's where things get a little fucking crazy. Here's where things get a little wild. This guy right here, likely Joshua's dad. That is my assumption right now. Likely the king or leader of this place, whatever. He's something important. So he just gets decapitated. Free. So before we get to that, I did actually want to get a look at the guy that did it. So I was trying to get a look at the guy that did it, but I don't think he's anybody notable. Only thing worth pointing out, he's also wearing red. So my guess, this is some kind of betrayal of some sort. Like someone's betraying the king and probably going to try and kill Joshua, the child, after that. Decapitation, by the way, are M-rated Final Fantasy. Okay. Here's the next part I want to talk about combat-wise. So. Let's put this on to like 50%. So he's doing the Phoenix Wing thing again, by the way. So yes, more summon abilities. And you see now he's breaking out the Titan Fist. He's got summon abilities as his powers. I'm telling you, this guy is like a summon using man, kind of. He fights kind of like Yuna in Dissidia, where she just summons parts of the summons to fight for her. Yeah, so just to talk about this while it's happening, you see he's using all these summon abilities. So he's got like the Titan combo here. Like he just basically equipped Titan as a devil arm or something, and just went on a rampage. So next thing that's happening, when I first saw this, I thought he was summoning Phoenix, you know, to save the day from some sort of invasion, which the trailer actually leads you to believe that. Like, look at this. So Phoenix was already there. He did not summon Phoenix. Also, shout out to Phoenix looking sick in this game. And then this thing appears. this thing, which I think is what the summoner turns into after they summon something. But Joshua did not summon no phoenix. You're about to see, because if this is Joshua, then yeah, it's definitely Joshua. You see, because that's the same place that he just was.
That's impossible.
That's the guy that I was like, is this Joshua's dad? Maybe. Still not confirmed or denied, but he's close to Joshua one way or another. And there you go. There you have Ifrit. Look how sick Ifrit looks in this game. So Joshua, to get into it quickly with this amazing shot of Ifrit right here. So Joshua, in my opinion, what happened here, my theory, someone murdered his dad or the king or someone close to him, whoever that might be, although I'm pretty sure it's his dad. He lost his shit, transformed into Ifrit. I think that's what's happening. And Joshua is going to go on a fucking rampage, inciting the entire story of the game going forward, which leads us to understand why our main character is hunting down summoners. That's my theory. I think it makes the most sense. Let's keep watching, though.
The legacy of the crystals.
Look at this. Like the Ifrit Phoenix fight. Once again, summon kaiju battles. It's going to be awesome. It's just a little montage of everything we've seen. Stabbing the Malboro that we saw before. Ifrit fighting Phoenix, obviously.
Enough.
Yeah, this part right here. Please, Joshua, wake up. Joshua is murdering everyone there. Like, he is killing everyone. Probably all the main characters' friends as well.
I'll kill you.
The person he's going to kill is Joshua. He is going to kill this Ifrit summoning motherfucker no matter what. That's what's going to happen. That is my entire theory. And guys, that's really the end of the trailer here, and I guess the end of the video as well. Let me know if you agree, if you found anything else that I have not. Also, quickly before we go, this logo, by the way. If you don't believe that summon fights are going to be the major thing of this game, look at the goddamn logo. Phoenix versus Ifrit in the logo. Summon fights are going to be everything in this game, and I cannot wait, dude. I cannot fucking wait. It is so cool to have a new Final Fantasy to talk about after FF15 was, what, 5-6 years ago, maybe? Give or take? I have no idea. I don't remember. But I am so happy. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, want more Final Fantasy coverage, let me know in the comments below. I will be covering every trailer for this game. Any news I get, I will do what I can. Guys, I'm tired now. Talked a lot. But subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Till then, everybody.